No, it's petrol. He said just take it very easy. Deep gravel. Okay, now the question is, will we just bumble along at 5 miles an hour? From sunny Slovenia, I am here with my Royal Enfield Interceptor 650. We have just tipped over 6,000 miles in total. 3,000 of those miles have been done in the UK, 3,000 of those miles around Europe, going from London to Bosnia, and now I'm on the way back. And there's loads more to come. But I thought, what a better way to celebrate this bike than to give a brief chat about it. I am not a motorcycle reviewer. I'm not going to talk about the technical specifications of this bike, but just give you my feelings toward it. Also, I have mentioned several times recently on this vlog that I'm going to get an adventure bike or a rally bike when I get home. That's not because I don't love the Interceptor. That is because I want to do a bit more gnarly off-roading and I don't want to mistreat this bike too much. Although saying that, here's my feelings toward it. I'm so happy with it. You know, we've done 6,000 miles in 4 months, so it's been quite intense on this bike. I've done loads of Europe. Tons of Europe on this bike. It's got road tires on it. It has been off-roading 5 or 6 times over gravel tracks, over dirt tracks. We're currently on one right now, and it has made easy work of them. It's funny because several times people have stopped me on this trip, wherever I am, and said, that's the Interceptor, you're doing Europe on that. You're all the way out here from the UK on that. And I don't think this bike gets enough praise. It's a fucking amazing bike. It looks beautiful, it sounds beautiful, it's got a ton of torque. The handling of it is great. Once you set up the suspension the way you want it, it's beautiful. I've had all of these bags on the bike for the whole trip, pretty much. I've done tons of mountain passes through the Alps, through the Dolomites, through Croatia, through Slovenia, even the off-road tracks with the baggage on. And it has handled so well. It's been so much fun. I love this bike. The only issues I've had with it have been the heated grips malfunction. They overloaded the circuits. We changed that. Now it's been fine. And the spark plugs needed replacing because it misfired once, and that was it. Super cheap, easy fix. You can do it yourself. The great thing about this bike is that you can maintain it and upkeep it pretty much on your own. It's not hard to do. It's a very simple bike. Yeah, and if you're thinking about buying one, I would say go for it, because I have loved every single second of riding around on this thing. Yes, it's a 650, but you know what? It's plenty fast enough, and it's just a joy to ride. You can really throw it around. It's light, it's low to the ground, it's very easy to control and handle. And if you've got any doubts towards it, please do drop me a comment. But my experience of this bike has been the best. I have had the best time, and it has been an ideal bike to go around Europe on, you know? And like I said, the only reason why I'm thinking of changing bike is because I've discovered on this trip that I want to do more off-roading and potentially even motocross tracks. You know, I used to do motocross when I was younger, and that's kind of the background that I come from. So being out here, being around the Tet and seeing the amount of off-roading that there is, I've just decided that I really want to do more of that, and I don't want to thrash this bike over too many of them because it's not prepared for it. It hasn't got knobblies on, and it's also just not the bike for doing loads of that. But if you're planning on doing any kind of riding around the UK, around Europe, whatever you're thinking of doing, this is a great bike for it. The reason why I bought it was because it's a budget bike for me. It was £4,000 from a shop, 2022, still under warranty. That's a great deal, in my opinion, for what it is. You know, it's cheaper than a Triumph, which I used to own, the Street Twin. And it's been just as good, if not better. Honestly, I've really, really enjoyed it. And I'm less worried about nicking it or, you know, taking it off-road. If I had a Triumph, I'd be a little bit, the Street Twin is what I had. Scrambler obviously is a very different thing, but yeah, I'd be a bit more cautious about doing this sort of stuff on it. But because this bike's been cheaper, it's just been brilliant. Honestly, I've really, really enjoyed my time with this bike so far. Still not back home, so we'll see how it goes. But for now, that is my thoughts toward this bike. And if you're thinking of buying it and want to ask any questions, please do. But don't hesitate to go ahead and get yourself one, because it's been an absolute dream to ride. And that is it, you know? I personally love this bike. The sound of it, the engine, the rumble, the handling, the look. Yeah, it's a head turner. It's a really big head turner, and it's very easy to modify and do whatever you want to it. You can get all the parts online very easily and do it yourself. So this comes highly recommended. Also, it's done a lot of miles with my partner on the back and luggage around Europe, around the UK, around Wales, etc. And that's been fine as well. For anyone that's been asking me questions about carrying pillions and luggage, it handled that so well. All you have to do is adjust the shocks. And I've got the stock shocks, the stock seat, and it's just been great. No issues, no complaints. That's it. Quite a wild review, I know, quite a basic review, but I just wanted to give my feelings towards it in the moment. And that is what I think about this bike. Anyway, back to the road. If you haven't already, check out the vlog and you can see this bike doing everything that I've just spoken about.